Welcome to the Friendlyjordies Podcast. I hope everyone's doing well. We were discussing some pre-show segments, but you can't be privy to them unless you pay up.
Sucked in.
Sorry.
Well, there is a way for you to do it. You can pay us money in which case.
So join the Friendlyjordies.
Yeah. Well, sucked in if you don't, though. You should do it.
Yep.
Encouraging words from MisAdventures. Thank you very much. Now let's start with our first segment, which is MisAdventures. I've got to come up with some sound clip for this.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. I suggest Forbidden Bridge, and then that's all I've got. Just chuck on that.
Suggestion taken, suggestion discarded. Let's move on.
Well, due to the very encouraging comments that we got from last week,
Really?
of people saying this segment is their favourite segment by a mile, instant number one hit.
Yeah, the comments were really all about.
Yeah, and nobody really gave any suggestions except one guy.
Yeah.
And as such, his voice will be heard. He wanted Mislav Balabragic to visit Penrith, which Mislav Balabragic did, as you can tell, because he has made this his weekly tradition, and I applaud you for it, Miss. This is a rare opportunity where he has actually taken some initiative. He's
Don't get used to it.
Well, okay, well then I'll just ignore it. Then.
No, what is
your
it?
artwork gets no recognition?
Yeah, it's not great. Come on.
Good on you, miss. For doing it.
What, really?
I'll tell you, if you sign up to the Up Late, you get to know what Mislav doodled. So anyway, the Big Banana Monkey this week has travelled to Penrith, where Mislav writes, it has to... Sorry, just for anybody... sorry about this, but we just need to premise this. We send Mislav on a trip once a week for him to write his inner thoughts. So if you have an idea, let us know. And don't say Iceland or something like that. You don't have budget.
That'd be mad.
Penrith is the budget that we're looking at.
Fuck. That's pretty much as
Someone
far.
wanted you to go hyper-karting in Sydney.
What is that?
It's like go-karting.
Fuck
But with
yeah.
the actual Super Mario karts, or?
No, just straight up.
Is that in, like, the east?
I
Maybe?
think it's in Moore Park.
I'll do that.
But we're not going to make you do that. Or Wet and Wild in Sydney.
I'll do that
There's
too.
a lot of
No.
amusement
The
stuff.
point is, look, guys, I think we're all missing the point here. The point is for
Fun.
Mislav to not have a good time.
Oh.
That's what we're looking for here.
Oh,
I'm not
zoo.
trying to set,
One of the
there
latest ones,
there we go.
zoo,
Like
zoo.
even lamer than that,
zoo.
a petting zoo, that kind of stuff.
Albury Zoo. Drive to Albury Zoo and give us an update.
I have my limits.
All right, Penrith. It has to be said, if you don't like hog's breath, you're un-Australian. That's how you know you're entering Penrith. Their welcome to Penrith sign is literally a hog's breath cafe. Is that true?
Well, it was there.
When was the last time you guys ate hog's breath? I thought it closed shop ages ago.
We tried to eat it in Coffs Harbour, but we made the grave error of getting there at 3 o'clock. And of course, they shut from 3 to 6 or some shit. Because it's like the average age there is 140. So we tried and failed recently.
Well, why are you acting
And then
like
the guy
James
came
Corden
out-
that it's unacceptable for them to have a mini break between lunch
3
and dinner?
hours is not a mini break. It is unacceptable, damn it.
Well, I'm hungry now, aren't I?
Where's the joke, Ali?
Hey, you used to run a restaurant. You know how annoying it is when someone shows up.
Hog's Breath
5
is not a
minutes
restaurant. Hog's Breath is purgatory, and they don't close, damn it.
All right, fine. Continue.
All right, let's move on. That was a very heated discussion. As expected, it's hot. Another standard find of any but nowhere suburb in Australia. There's a quadriplegic man here riding around on a scooter. Well, I don't know if he's not quadriplegic then, miss.
Whatever. I don't know the terms. Legless. Legless.
Yeah, that's much less offensive.
Half man? Is that?
No, that's more. That's
Can we
definitely.
Can you say he's riding around on a scooter? We're going to have to start editing Mislav's inner
Yeah, you
cherished
do.
thoughts.
You do.
It's like, it's very offensive. It's got satanic triangles on the back of his little bike thingy. Only disagree, he's wearing a manly sea eagle's hat. What the f*** is that about?
I don't know.
Or maybe he's a
So hang
fan.
on, you don't like the fact that he's in Penrith and he
Yeah.
should be supporting the Penrith Panthers.
Panthers.
And that's why he went on this long diatribe about this man.
I guess so. I don't know.
And you don't even care about footy that much?
No, but like, Penrith flag. You got to be repping the
Because
flag.
when you think of Penrith, you only think of the Penrith Panthers. And anything other than that makes no sense.
Precisely. The Panthers. Exactly. It really wasn't a interesting trip. This is not going to be interesting at all. Like, it was not.
I'll show you something interesting as an
Okay.
ending to this segment because I've got something golden for you guys to watch.
Okay.
Another classic character. There's an old drunk stumbling around, belted midday, wearing a Penrith Panthers jersey. Well, why are you shitting on him for this one? He did the thing you
No.
wanted him to do.
Yeah, I'm not shitting on him.
Are you just observing it?
Yeah. Well,
Right.
I thought that's what I
So
was
you
supposed
just wanted to put it out there.
I thought I was supposed to, that's what I was supposed to do. Like, observe shit.
My big banana book is getting some seriously sketchy looks.
In Penrith, your life is like really low when people in Penrith are like, "What are you, dumb or something?"
Yeah.
This is like the last entry in one of those journals before someone's eaten by cannibals. Look, he's actually written it just saying, I might not make it out of this one alive, boys. I don't think anyone here's ever seen a pen before.
Oh my god!
I was getting some looks.
Why? Because
God, you are so down on the people of Penrith, miss.
Yeah,
you
why?
keep shitting on them. There's so many tattered up
Read it. There's more. There's some good stuff.
guys with scooters entering the Westfield. It's one of those 70s ones. How Penrith is this? A bloke, no shirt, cowboy hat. You're just commenting on every person that you see. Like, you're just saying what they're wearing.
Yeah, but that's all that's happening there, bro. It was not a adventure-filled time like Luna Park was, God, it really wasn't.
Well, they can't all be Luna Parks.
No, they can't. But look, you get what you get. This is the best I could get. This is like, you've been to Penrith. There's not much to do, dude.
Yeah, it just feels like dumb.
think you're
It feels like Louisiana or something
Yeah.
without the water and swamp.
I think your suggestions, people need to maybe not be suburbs I've just been to before. It's not going to be amazing.
Well, yeah, give him some more suggestions.
Yeah.
I think we could rekindle this.
It was hot. Did we get that? It's
Dude,
hot.
Many times I've
Okay.
ignored most of those. You
Okay.
just kept saying that.
It's hot.
We've got, here's a Mislav classic. Everything that he ever visits, there's always this. This place is Lane Cove in the 90s.
Yeah. that's-
Everything
really?
just reminds him of Lane Cove.
Dude, Land Cove in the 90s must have sucked balls.
No, it did
Penrith is the soul of Australia, honestly. Hey, is that it? Because I want to show you something really good on MisAdventures.
Yes. And then now he's just listing out everywhere that he's ever lived and saying it's like that place.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
It's
Lane
like
Cove,
Lithgow.
you could see the sky. You could see the sky here. I guess it's coming.
We've done it. Another successful day's work for Mislav.
Well, it
Wait,
was
Jordan,
So thanks.
you know how you said on the last pod or maybe the one before that you wish someone could make an animated series out of MisAdventures.
Oh, dude, I think
You've seen
Oh
it?
no, wait, no, I haven't.
Dude, okay, I'm gonna play something.
There was something else.
I wish so. This came to us through a patron, and his name isn't on there, but I want to give a shout out to this person.
Fuck, there was one. I
Their name
found
is
too.
Barn.
Okay, there was
And
something I
Jordan,
had
you've
too.
got to check this out, right? You're wearing your headphones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, there was another one that I had. Damn it, where can I find it?
Okay.
Guys, I think it's now time to bring out the honorary, the royal bottle, if you will. Dan, 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 dan,
No!
dan, dan, dan.
Miss, is that your bottle?
Yes!
I thought that was like a drink that didn't you drink from it?
No, I'm drinking from this. Don't be silly. It turns into in about an hour.
Why would So he backs him, and the military have taken over the government, and they're basically what the military and monarchy are trying to do is basically they realize that make a political, like a straight up political faction of the military and the monarchy and entrench it in the Democrats. So, Jut gebut.
A factual and accurate rendition of this podcast. We should just put that up as the intro trailer to this channel.
That's
incredible. That's so
well
good.
done.
That is incredible.
And I really like the fact that you got the same animation style as those educational 70s shows teaching you about the diet pyramid that we've since learned is completely off.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It literally introvert like the wrong way. That was amazing.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
trying to-
so good.
I'm trying to find this one.
You've seen it?
No. I'd never seen that before. A guy sent me one. There's another one that someone has done, and I completely forgot about it in typical style. And I don't know where.
It can't have been better than that. Couldn't have been.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't as good as that. But okay, I'm not gonna. I won't look now.
Well,
but like
okay. Well, look for it later, and we can play it again. Let's start with the next
Yeah,
segment. Jordan,
yeah.
have you heard about this new issue? Streaming giants like Stan, Netflix,
damn it.
and the other ones are complaining about some of these new regulations that Apple wants to bring.
No, I haven't.
So they're
Do
saying.
enlighten me.
So they're saying that streaming services that use Australia as a market would need to spend a portion of their revenue on Australian content.
Mm.
Yeah, I heard.
And now, so they haven't come up with how much it is. The recommendation has been 20%.
Wow.
And hearing that has really freaked out the streaming giants. They're looking more at 2%. And
Two.
yeah, and they're saying that
God, there's a bit of a gap in that negotiation.
huge because they're saying that
And what is 2% content for them?
well, this is the
It's
other
probably
thing.
still 600
Not only
shows.
is it 2%, but they also have a hugely different definition to what Australian content is. So, for
okay,
example,
yeah.
there was this thing that got filmed recently, which is a BBC production. It starred some.
Oh, is that what it
American-
is? It's just like, yeah, Britain's close enough.
No, but like it was shot in Australia, so they're saying so
Ah.
that's Australian content.
Well,
To which, like Australian companies like Foxtel, and they're saying that, in fact, Sky News was saying that's not Australian content. For it to be Australian content, it needs to be Australian.
Yeah,
but it is
right.
Australian, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but like I suppose, and then I think someone from the government said that they're looking at a definition that it needs to be distinctly Australian, and the geography itself is not a contributing factor to it being Australian. The other issue is that streaming giants are like, this is bullshit because most of these companies aren't just singular companies. Like, for example, which one's owned by, Stan is owned by, I think, Foxtel, or Binge is owned by Foxtel. And then you've got Channel 10, which is owned by Paramount, I think. And they also own Paramount Plus. So they're saying that we're already spending money on Australian content. But why are you specifically asking just our streaming section to spend 20% of their revenue? Just say the parent company needs to spend this amount of money or whatever it might be. They still don't want 20%, but they're saying don't tie us down like this. If you do it, I think eventually their ace card is that we won't offer the service in Australia, but I think they won't do that because
No,
the
of course
competition
not.
is so high.
And also, come on, look. Isn't Albo reverse Howard? This is the
Yeah.
exact opposite of what John Howard
So
did to
cool.
our entertainment
It's so
industry.
cool that they're trying to put more Aussie stuff in.
Well, I'm not. I think everything
here's
Australia makes
the
is
other
crap,
thing.
and I don't want 20% more of it.
yeah,
in
but
the year,
still.
I'll give you a stat.
And then again, everything that
Plasmo,
they make is
Plasmo.
shit.
In the year 2022,
But can you imagine Plasmo being made now?
Not really, nah. Yeah, it's just all. It's all fucking, CGI.
He's alien with a vagina mouth. You wouldn't have that these days.
Yeah, too true.
hey, tell me this.
No. I'm done with this.
In the year 2022, how much money do you think these streaming giants collectively spent on producing Australian content?
$5.
Give me a ballpark figure.
Well, which ones? Like Netflix and
All of them combined.
All of them combined.
Oh, it'll be like it'd be $7 million.
I thought that it would be low. Maybe I thought it'd be like $20 million, at most $30 million.
No, that's heaps, Ali.
$300 million.
I was a bit off.
Now explain to me
I was a bit off.
where the
Where did
hell
that
is
money
this
go?
money going?
Jesus.
So again, the question remains, even if you say spend 20%,
That's
the
so
point?
much money.
300 million
Man,
is already a lot of money. 300 million is equivalent to the entire funds that we received charities for the bushfire.
Okay, look, I did not realize how profitable these streaming services were. If they're looking to up their content to 2%, and not having 2% content is $300 million.
Yeah.
What are we looking at when we get to 20%? I'm so bad at maths here, guys. You're going to have to help me out. Are we talking
Red
trillions
Dog
of
2?
dollars?
Red Dog 3.
Hey, they're not the mining industry. Red Dog 3. He's
Just
still
so-
alive. Well, it's a different dog.
Just so I'm not bullshitting, altogether, Disney, Amazon, Netflix, Stan, Paramount Plus spent $335 million on Australian content
Where does it
in
go?
the year 2021 to 2022.
Heartbreak High couldn't have cost that much.
So my question is, does it even matter? Clearly, the problem is, I'm going to be honest here, the problem is with Australian content producers. They're not
Yes.
producing good shit.
Yep.
And so even if you like make it 40%, if you're creating shit content, it's just a protectionist policy that does nothing.
Exactly. I've not seen,
gonna be-
nor do I want to
'cause
see
that-
anything made in Australia.
That in itself doesn't solve.
As I say it all, and I do actually consider myself much more patriotic than the average Australian.
you are.
And when it comes to that, I'm just like, nah, privatize it all, ship it overseas. Howard made the right move.
No, not all of it. There's,
Well, what is there? Like, what does
H2O,
Australia
just
produce
add
that's
water.
good? Honestly, let us know in the comments. Am I being too unfair on Australian productions here? Because I bet you everyone's just going to say The Castle,
You know what?
which I'll say fair.
The Kelly Gang wasn't bad.
2 for what?
Hey?
2 for what are we talking about here? 6,000 productions. And on top of that, the Kelly Gang wasn't bad.
I'll go as far to say it was good.
I would not.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was Gangs of New York with not the budget.
Hey, do you know what was really good? I actually watched that movie with, the really famous Australian one where there's like this chick who's trying to like become all urban and
Looking for Ella Brandy.
Muriel's wedding.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
But again,
that.
this is
That was
all
pretty fun.
old.
That was really good, actually.
old stuff.
old,
And
it's old.
it's just, you know what's particularly offensive about
Rake
Australian
was good.
content? Rent.
Rake was a really good show.
Oh, get over it,
What
Ali.
is that? What's right?
Shut up about Rake.
We're on
I'm
the
not going to
topic.
watch it.
You asked me what's good Australian content.
No, but
and
you
when
just
I
keep
said-
slipping it in like Marge Simpson with that. You can bring this potato to school. So I'm not going to bring the potato. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching a show called Rake, especially when it's about a lawyer. It's one letter away from a bad word. Like it's such a, I hate the image that it puts in my head as well. It's just like,
a weird
hello, I'm the Slender Man. It's like, aren't you in the wrong show? Shouldn't you be scaring kids?
Hey, you asked what's good Australian content, I'm telling you. Anyways, the point of all of this was, for
Fair,
telling you why it's 300 million, is that
What,
there's
on Rake season 6?
No, there's no way. This policy is really good, but it does not guarantee better Australian content being produced.
No, it
at
doesn't.
all.
It's
But it
because
might
they're all
help,
filled
right?
with no talent bums that have been suckling off the government's teat for too long. They're all part of the most disgusting class of Australia, and they're the ones that have a clench hold on what gets made in this country, and they make, sorry to say Sky Newsy, but woke shit.
Yeah, fair.
It's all bad.
But what?
Fair.
Okay, why is, for example, BBC and the UK able to produce better content? They've got that woke shit going over there too.
Yeah, it's just not as prominent for some reason.
You know why they've got better senses of humor over there. They're better at making
Better sense.
stuff.
Yes.
Like they're better. They're
and an
crude as shit.
uninterrupted chain of producers, I think, has also happened. Whereas here we had like an abrupt cut, and anybody that left was kind of just acceptable to Howard, and was that ABC crowd. It was just nothing but those annoying social issues.
Yeah.
That's what they made all content about. So you're never going to see any castles anymore. You're never going to see any crocodile Dundees, which is what the Australian public wants.
Oh, do you think it's got something to do with tall poppy syndrome, which is absent in many other countries?
No, because
maybe.
America's crap as well, but it's just Australia is particularly crap. Because it's
feel
government funded. And this is the problem with these streaming services, by the way. Before, my editor was pointing out this, before Hollywood had to curtail their advertisers, and advertisers wanted results. They don't need results anymore. They just get a continual lump sum of money, and so they just put in their creepy corporate Orange County ideology into everything, and they don't have to be accountable to anyone. They just chuck it in there, and if nobody watches it, doesn't matter. We still get that subscription.
Don't you think it's like it's changing though? Because you're right that even Netflix is one example, because Netflix obviously has that model. However, that model also gets affected when eventually people start unsubscribing if they don't see enough value in, because there's so much competition now. So
Yeah, but the thing is, people just forget. That's how Foxtel has survived for so long. Like, who's watching?
Yeah, that's so true.
Right now is watching Lifestyle 2.
You know what's crazy?
Right now.
I was talking to someone that was like, they were talking about getting Foxtel, and then I kept being like,
What?
But why do you want it? And they kept saying like, oh, there's good stuff on there, and then I was like, do you watch sport? And they were like, kind of. But I just this thing stuck in my head where they were like, I'm getting Foxtel, and I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you getting it? Like, for what? It's like it's
Hey, they might still have Super Simpsons Sundays.
Well,
and
fair,
sometimes it's
fair.
hard to find the right Kiss cartoon.
and sometimes it's hard to find The Simpsons on that torrent that we use, but like
Yeah, and
Kick-ass
of course,
cartoons.
Yeah.
Paramount Plus is hard to find.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Disney, that's the one. Yeah, that brand that nobody knows the name of.
Foxtel should be bankrupt. They should have been bankrupt a while ago.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what's going to happen to Netflix. It's the same
'cause
thing. It's just
they
going to have all
also
these
have-
people that forget to take off their subscriptions, and they make all this content that no one watches.
Netflix
yeah, but like
is
I
the
was
worst
coming
one.
back to what, like, you're right that
But that's what happened to the Australian film. Like, the Australian film industry was the canary in the coal mine for what's happening now to American content. But sorry, continue.
No,
I'll let you have the last
because you know
word.
Netflix's head was talking about how they're moving away from woke PC bullshit. So there was a counter revolution, and like it's around the Dave Chappelle time, and after like siding with Dave Chappelle, they realized that there's a huge amount of support for non-PC stuff as well. So now, if you look at Netflix, they're doing it less. It's still there,
Yes,
but there's a
the
civil
Dave
war there.
Chappelle stand-up special that taught the world that black people are allowed to criticize transsexuals because they're more victims than transsexuals. It's still woke shit.
Actually,
it's still,
on that point,
it's
as a
still
side note,
so annoying. I hate how that was like the last bastion standoff. But sorry, keep going.
on that point, it's slightly different, but I am sick and tired of people on trans people.
Huh?
Did you watch Trump's maiden
Oh,
speech?
right, yeah. I know. It's just so
What
weird
was
that
it? I
this has
haven't
become
seen
this weird cultural obsession
Yeah,
of
just
just
like-
constantly talking
I
about
didn't
like
see it.
such a teeny portion of
Such
the
a teeny
population.
portion of population who are like, why is this the biggest issue? Trump comes in and his first speech.
What speech?
So he launched his 2024 election campaign.
Trump did a speech and it was
And
not
his-
informed.
And his speech was, a lot of it was like, hey, trans people, what's your problem? You suck. And I was like, what is happening here? Like, I understand that you should be able to say it, but also that doesn't mean that you have to say it every time. And like, what are you trying to achieve criticizing this tiny population of people?
I don't know why that has become the strange zeitgeist. This is a weird cultural shift that is happening yet again, where just, I suppose, in the 2016 realm, social justice issues became sort of like the Reds under the bed of the 50s, yeah? And that became
2016.
2016. That really was the moment, I
Can't
think.
remember.
And-
I'm glad you can. Go on.
It's a history lesson.
Most
on,
people
go on,
can't,
go on,
and
go
they
on.
say that year.
Huh?
Louis C.K. was also saying. Anyways, continue.
It
go on,
was. There was a
go on.
particularly tense year.
Yeah, right.
And that was orchestrated by Steve Bannon, genius. But As I'm always saying, it's actually going to be the main point of my next stand-up show, which is that all throughout history, the elite class always find some boogeyman to put on the population and use as a way of controlling anyone that actually starts pointing out how power operates, right? So 1600s you had heretic, 50s you had communist, 2000s you were unpatriotic, then it just became like you're a racist or a sexist or whatever.
Dang.
Now, it's like they've kind of run out of things, so they've gone back to Russia. That's the new boogeyman.
Yeah. Yeah.
As well as transsexuals. Like, it's just like, it's such, like, they're running out of ideas.
And it's like...
This game's been going for too long.
Back to the beginning. Heretic. Let's go back to heretic. What is a heretic anyway?
It doesn't even
Let's go back to heretic, please.
What is a heretic?
Someone who's just not Catholic enough.
Now that's where we should go back to.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's like when Dave Chappelle comes out and he says, Caitlyn Jenner is Woman of the Year. Really? Woman of the Year? She is the greatest woman. No, as maybe those points are listening, but like, this is not your battle. Why are we even talking about this?
I don't know.
It's like me rallying up against some makeup product that was slightly false. It's like, why am I doing it? It's a woman could basically do that, but it just feels like this is such a non-issue that everyone in the zeitgeist has taken up.
I don't know. It's so weird, the obsession.
Thinks that the way he's going to win 2024
He's right.
is by shitting on trans people. It's like, what is going on? I mean,
and you know what's even weirder? That he might have a chance. You know what actually is insane about America? The fact that those are national election issues. It's always something really strange like that, or I don't know, what's some other ones just being like white nationalists, which again, which probably a smaller number of white nationalists than there are transsexuals. You know, like it's always these strange, tiny little cultural issues that dictate huge narratives
that is true,
of the US. Whereas when you come to Australia, it's nowhere near that insane ever. Like we actually talk about things like you know, the M5 highway needs an expansion. And that's like a national issue where they'll just be sitting there being like, hey, Mislav thought that Penrith was a bit... There was too many people there in footy jerseys. We've got to look into that.
Yeah, but like, don't you think Australia
Give me that Manly jersey.
Australia just has a lack of
interest,
opinions, like varied opinions. Everyone's just like,
I think you're watching too much of The Project, man.
No,
he's not.
Honestly,
he's so right.
Like
and you listen to any Twitch streamer, all they ever talk about is transsexual issues in Russia. Like it's just that, or over and over. This is the new zeitgeist.
Right.
Yeah, but
like we've moved into a different sphere of cultural battle.
Australians also like weirdly compliant. David what's his name, the Fauci guy? He was saying this when he was asked by some Australian TV journalist. Was like, how come like when you do the lockdowns they don't work in the US? This is that peak corona. He's like, oh, the difference is like when you guys tell your people to do something, they'll listen, but when we say it, they don't. So it doesn't really work with us. And some comedian, I can't remember his name, but he was in the US and he was making a joke about Australians and he was saying like, we're really unruly, but the way to stop us is just to put a cone in front of us. Well, I can't go past this. It's like, it tells you the Australian psyche. It's like, aesthetically, they're like drunk, unruly people, but in reality, they're super compliant.
Yeah, it's true.
And there's a lack of diversity of opinion. You can really get them on the same page very easily.
Hey, not me. Not this bloke right here.
That's and you're an outlier.
Provably
honestly.
Untrue.
No, it's true.
Honestly, you're an outlier.
Miss, I've never met someone who bends their opinion so quickly.
Yes,
your opinions are just like cards.
Look, that's true, but as soon as there's any form of authority, I'll just be like, "Dah!" You know, kick down the little cone thing or whatever.
Maybe like certain pockets in Victoria are rebellious in nature.
What?
Are rebellious in nature. Certain pockets in Victoria, the one that were like against the anti-lockdowns. But
isn't it so weird?
It's
so like
small.
The same people that would have started the Eureka stock.
Yeah, it's in the blood. It's in the blood.
But now they've just been funneled into these, again, niche, weird, I think, fossil fuel funded conspiracy theories.
Well, jury's not on that, but look, point taken.
Yeah. Look, and the number of tats that you're getting on your arms, Miss, that have no format or pattern, they're just different bits that you've just spodged on.
Yeah.
You should move down to those Victorian pockets.
I
Also,
should.
when are you gonna stop, Miss? Like, is there like a?
You have a problem.
No, it's not a problem. I'm just saying, like, are you gonna be one of those prisoners that comes out with like everything tatted up?
I'm not gonna look like my brother.
No, your brother also has like, he's a tattoo artist. It makes sense.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand, just like, hey, what do you like about this new Lisa Simpson tattoo that I got? It's
Look.
slightly different because she's bold.
I wish I could answer it, but I just go where the juju takes me, man.
Do you think?
What about getting Steve-O on your back?
Yep. I want to continue possibly having the ability to have sex with people, so I will not do that.
Well,
Do you think
that
that's
would
gonna
probably get
reduce it?
laid.
Yes.
I beg to differ, my friend.
Yes.
You should give it
You
a
know
go.
what I've noticed
Seeing
is
as
the
Next MisAdventures, Mislav
Yeah,
gets
gets a
a Steve-O
huge-
tattoo.
$60,000 tattoo.
That would be funny. Though.
Give us suggestions, though, seriously.
Hey, should we go and should we do our memes from overseas?
Yeah.
All right.
Are we still?
By
keen
the
on
way,
that? Is that
yeah, I love it.
At some point, do we need to stop doing it, or do I keep doing it?
I like him. By the way, someone sent me one, and God bless you, I assume, young man, but that shit wasn't very funny, so I'm not sharing.
Yeah, look, the quality decreases after a certain point, but all right, let's do it.
Too harsh.
All right, first
You've got
one.
to stop drinking on this pod.
Why?
Go on, go play.
No, I'm gonna keep drinking.
That's the taking elevators in the third world.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot that we were supposed to. This is an audio medium.
Yeah, this
but
is an audio medium. So what
Just
we
explain
saw, yeah, you go Jordan.
That
go ahead.
was hectic.
You explain it.
Oh, so we were watching some guy, possibly in the Middle East, taking a lift, and the lift was, it could have fallen at any point. It was, how do you explain what was happening there?
Yeah, it was falling apart.
It was falling apart essentially.
Oh my! It was like
and
like
then
a
at the end, it
Stone
just
Age
shows a picture of his shattered, shaking hand. And fair enough.
Shit.
All right, next
Damn.
one.
This bag is overweight. It's over 50 pounds. I don't know what you put in this.
It's not
They're at the
over
airport.
50 pounds.
So
See,
you're gonna hurt
maybe I
yourself.
can
Just
carry
weight
it
on this.
because you can carry it doesn't mean it's not over 50
This
pounds.
is medicines in here.
It says 65.
What is this? This is not medicine. This is pasta. What are you
Okay.
Okay.
Look,
That's my
you
mom.
don't really need to explain that. Just go watch any Border Patrol episode ever. That's what happened. There's always just some immigrant coming in, you know, with just a bag full of cane toads and then saying, this is for my mum.
Yeah, dude, that pasta is available internationally. You don't need to.
Yeah,
but
it was
never
like
makes sense.
Legos pasta.
Doesn't make sense.
And what the
Barilla,
hell? She's
Barilla.
Indian. Why does she care about pasta
And
so
she's, and
much?
she's taking
Probably
it to
exotic.
New York.
Huh?
She's taking it to New York.
Yeah, that's the other thing. That man raised a good point. Why do you need this in New York?
He's
Why do you
right.
need pasta
There's a
in New
little
York?
Italy there. It's in the center of town.
All right, you know,
I think you're going to find an Italian somewhere in New York. Even if this mythical little Italy doesn't exist.
this next one is for you guys because you guys are always on cricket.
Fundamentally, I believe sports such as football, hockey, cricket.
Elon Musk.
Actually, cricket's an interesting one because the whole sport is f***ing awesome. It really is nuts. I mean, when you launch a rocket, that's pretty cool, but nothing matches the adrenaline rush you get while playing a perfect cover drive.
Is that real?
No,
Yeah.
Deep fake. It's deep fake.
it's deep fake.
I can tell.
I mean,
Well, the only
Gina-
way that you could tell, because that was amazing, is because that is just an opinion that no one has except Ale.
Yeah. That's the only way you can tell. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was just such an
Dude, deep fakes are
insane...
fucked.
Why?
They're just so scary.
What, that humans are now redundant
Yeah.
and you can just put anything in your mouth?
Yeah. It's like you said that. No, that was a deep fake. It's like, no, it looked like you. Jury's not out,
but
and
you-
I don't believe you.
but
Bye.
you
It's
guys
over now.
don't
Too late.
realize like watching a cover drive is really cool. Shut up. What's the next one?
I like cricket.
This
What are you
was-
talking about?
What's wrong?
Daddy's gonna do that.
What?
Daddy's gonna do that.
He what?
Sorry, just before we continue. Do
She's-
you know those people that say, who even votes for Trump? Like, I never understood. It's like,
Yeah.
watch that.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, anyway, sorry. She's saying, "Daddy called me a Democrat."
Are you serious? Daddy!
Dude, what family is this?
That's really kind of scary, though. Fuck. That's
What is
how
with
brutal
all of
it
these
is.
lonely housewives filming their kids
Yeah.
freaking out?
I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, when you're a parent, you don't have much to do.
You're
honestly.
bored.
You're
Yeah, boredom. Fuck.
Like, your kids
The
are your
boredom
life.
makes you insane. It's like even worse than Munchausen by proxy. I'd rather just get pills put in my spaghetti.
By the Indian lady.
Last one.
Yeah, well, can't do that now.
Last one.
God, what does it say?
Things like this, why you don't fall asleep around your friends.
Oh, God.
It's
Oh,
a
right, he's
guy
putting a weenie near
who's
his mouth.
putting a sausage on the lips of his sleeping friend.
Yeah.
They're also
Yes.
Asian. I don't know.
Yeah.
I probably should just.
No, you need to do that. It's fine. You know what? That was more fake
That was
than
so
the
fake.
Elon Musk thing.
Yeah, that was,
Was
more
it
fake. That was
fake?
more
Absolutely.
fake. Yeah, that was the worst
Look at
acting
this shit. Yeah,
that
no.
I've ever seen.
Anyways, that was memes from across the pond.
You know what's pathetic
You
about
know
all
what?
those?
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna try to find. Oh, I'm gonna find the one that the dude said.
Nah, it'll take too long.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it.
But don't you think that that's such a thing of those Asian prank channels that they just copy what some psychos in the Midwest do? That, I don't know, Bam Margera's son or something.
Yeah,
Just doing that kind of stuff, but they do it as well, but they've just acted it.
yeah, and putting this weird like music on it, this weird like sci-fi music that they think works. It's like this doesn't work. This is just weird. Not
Can't they
working.
just do what they're good at, which is dancing like a girl in a group of 5 guys?
He's right, man. That's true.
If you want fame as an Asian, that's the way to do it,
Well,
right?
speaking of that,
Yeah, dance around the rocks or whatever. Just be like, damn, damn, damn. You're right.
With that same music.
Yeah, that.
You've
yeah.
just got the wrong footage.
Yeah.
hey, so on that, speaking of Asian gentlemen, there's influencers called the North Star Boys. They're famous.
Yeah, it's exactly the type of people I'm talking about.
Who are they make like content online, and anyway, so they got
Oh,
into
good on them. They're having
People
a go.
make content online now.
they got into a bit of trouble
It's
because
not just cat videos. I bet you they're still saying that on the project.
so they got into like a bit of trouble because they advertised for a job for working for them. So basically, it's reminding me of Jordan, which is why I brought this up. Is
Are they killing it, as the kids say?
no, so they got into trouble because their expectations were unreasonable. So the job is for $30,000 a year. You have to be working 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week.
Jesus.
You have to take initiative, passionate, savvy about social media, does not mind wearing many hats.
Dude, I'd be screwed.
Fast
What do you
learner,
mean does not mind? No, you've got the many hats
Yeah,
done
that's
down
true.
right.
That's true.
communicates well, does not mind housekeeping, including cooking and cleaning,
Hey, I should
Yeah.
apply.
skill set, and they also say
But the thing is, the key problem for Mislav in this job is that he has to work.
and they're saying that you cannot have a life of your own.
Cooking's working. You
They
can't have
said
a
you
life of your
can't
own.
have a life
I
of
am
your
so
own if you want
sick
to
of
work
this
with us.
stereotype about housework not being paid.
Listen, is this an application for Friendlyjordies or what?
Yeah, that's what. I
Oh
was-
yeah, 12 hours. Try 2 a week. Hey, I went to Penrith today and
Damn
clearly
straight.
visited Macca's.
That's a
It was
two.
hard.
That's a
And you didn't
2
even
hour
write about
drive.
it, which is your job.
Yeah, well, it can't all get in there, mate.
See, this is the whole thing. I don't understand this.
Jesus.
You sit there and you shit on some guy that's driving around in a scooter.
Yeah.
You don't tell us about your Macca's
Well,
beer.
I can't vet the best bits. That was my opinion. Jesus.
Oh, man. Okay, we're going to have to think of a way to retool this so that we can filter out Mislav's fault, because there was a lot of those thoughts when I was reading about where I was just like, well, Mislav's just cancelled me by proxy. This is great. Thanks.
What are you talking about? Jordan's gone off the left end field. If
That's
you catch
right.
my
That's
drift.
his actual opinions right there. He wrote them down.
On his monkey book.
No, he can't take the truth. He's changed.
Anyways, the thing is,
That guy was weird. Yeah, go on.
they got into trouble because people were saying these demands are unreasonable. No one's
Are they
going to want to
Aussies?
work with you.
Aussies?
They're American Asians, and no one's going to want to work for you. And then they were like,
Cancelled by
we are inundated. Like half of Gen Z has applied. What are you talking about? We don't know what to do. There's so many applications to
yeah.
sift through.
Yeah.
And all these Gen Z kids are like, yeah, I don't have a life. I'll do it. And when they ask, like, why are you applying for this job? And they always say, because we want to see the influencer life from the inside.
Right. Well, fair.
It's so weird that this is the entire economy now.
It's fucked, hey.
There's people getting out their camera. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's
It's-
all economic
And
productivity
look
now.
at they have
AI came in just in time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I
It's not
still
really-
feel like we need to produce corn.
Well, we do have
Or
to eat
something.
stuff, but like
baby corn at least.
And plus, AI is not. Come on, like the height of AI is those Macca's screens. Surely, like it's not exactly.
Yeah, but
That's
that
not
just wiped
AI.
out about 50% of jobs.
That's true. Actually,
Also, that's not AI. I don't know you know what AI is.
it's those dogs in Google, right? There's robot dogs.
Yeah,
He's
but
got
like,
you there, Arlo.
wait, when you go to Macca's, that's a screen. That's a touch screen.
No, I know.
yeah,
I know.
but that just... There used to be a person there instead of something that you... And now you can't even do this anymore to people because then you get cancelled, you know? Like, it's all full circle, Arlo.
and it didn't work, so it's not
Honestly,
working.
that was something that could have been eliminated even before AI came in, is what I'm trying to say.
But it is bizarre that
But
is
you
the
c-
main economic metric now. Just being like, oh, he fell over. Oh, is he bleeding? Oh, no, he's not. He's not.
Oh, actually, speaking of AI,
and he didn't actually fall over.
should I
Yeah.
read out the thing that AI said about Mislav?
What?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, what are you talking about?
One of our dear editors
Yeah.
just typed in Mislav's name into this AI generator randomly.
God.
So we have the first article ever written about Mislav Balabragic that
By
he
an
didn't
AI
pay
machine.
for obscene amounts of money and get ripped off.
Yeah, okay, listen to
And
this.
let me just say
That's
this.
your
it's-
opinion.
Huh?
Wait, what do you mean? I don't even know.
Oh, no, the opinion about the article?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, here's my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that this is a lot more favourable on you than the one that you paid for.
Oh, really?
So we asked ChatGPT to give us an introduction into the life of Mislav Balabragic.
Wait, is this like a search engine? You just
Yeah,
put
but
this in?
it's AI, so it writes shit for you. You can
Right.
type
Yeah.
in, give me stuff about
Okay.
Mislav. So this is what it says.
I'm so scared.
Mislav Balabragic was a young Australian man who became known for his mysterious disappearance in 2006.
What the? This just said that.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to title this podcast episode, We Found a Missing Person.
What? I went missing in year 11. All right. Anyway, keep going.
Despite
Yeah, and
numerous,
still are.
Oh, okay, great.
So I'm
So-
glad to see you, buddy.
So AI is just there's a little tweaking, just a little sharpening.
maybe you've been lying the whole time. But
Look. Yes, you're right.
despite numerous efforts by the police and his family, Mislav's case remains unsolved and he has never been found.
What the fuck? Don't put this on me. I'm gonna start believing it.
Mislav
It
was
would make so much sense.
Mislav was born in Australia to Croatian parents.
Got that
And
right.
he was described as a friendly, outgoing young man with a passion for life.
Is that accurate?
was described.
What? I'm dead.
He was a talented soccer player and was said to have
Kind of true.
No, that's not
High school. Come on.
Don't- no,
I got some good
don't
goals.
Talk up your abilities.
No, I got some good goals.
Everyone got good goals. You just kick the ball.
I don't know about your kicking abilities.
Yeah, okay, all right. But I am Leela from Futurama. I have one eye. Okay,
And with
you can't
that
hold against me.
attitude, you're not going to get any better.
And look, everybody else who wasn't about as disabled as the scooter man in Penrith that Mislav wouldn't lay up on, everyone else was kicking mad goals until we figured out the cheat code, which is to just get the fattest kids in your year to just be the goalie, and they can't get through.
It's kind of true. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, he was a talented soccer player and was said to have had a bright future ahead of him. However, all of that changed when Mislav disappeared without a trace on the evening of June 9, 2006.
That is specific.
On the night of his disappearance, Mislav was last seen leaving a party in Sydney with a group of friends.
What the fuck?
Despite a thorough investigation by police, no credible evidence was found to suggest what happened to Mislav or where he may have gone. Over the years, his family has searched for any clues that could
Fan fiction?
lead to his whereabouts, but their efforts have been largely unsuccessful. Mislav's case has been featured on numerous Australian television shows and has gained national attention.
Finally, some credit.
With many
Did they mention my band?
No, they just said you were good at soccer.
Damn it. Well, it's a half truth.
Stop saying it's a half truth.
They had so much data on it online for the band and they didn't mention it once.
Yeah, what the fuck? There was so much out there, and you chose not that. The machine was like, not my cup of tea.
Miss Taggart is this. This is officially, as Varley reading this out, the most circulated article ever written about you.
No. How?
And I think they may have...
50,000 people have just... This absolute fakery.
Why?
I think this may have been like... This may have been a misprint. It's not about Mislav. It's about the domestics.
Oh, damn. Fungatronic way. Go on.
Oh,
I mean, this is... I don't know why I'm scared, because like that time has passed. I'm like, I'm going to disappear.
Mislav's disappearance remains one of Australia's most perplexing and heartbreaking missing person cases.
I wish this was my life.
And heartbreaking.
I wish this was my life.
Everyone misses Miss.
Yeah, I could have meant something. You know, I could have made an impact. But anyway, go on.
Yeah.
Mislav's
You would
family...
have got to think of the airtime.
Yeah, dude.
Mislav's family has never given up hope that he will one day be found. And they continue to work tirelessly
Looking for a
to keep his
33-year-old man to this day. Go
memory alive. They have established a
What was
website.
it again? Promising young boy with a zest for life.
on. Yeah, something like that.
Like
Again, not too... AI's getting good. It's getting good.
They have established a website called Forest Hole. They have established a website and social media
Glad you were
account
kidding. Sorry, go on.
dedicated to finding Mislav and have urged anyone to come forward with information. In conclusion, Mislav was a young Australian man who disappeared without a trace, leaving behind a family and community who love him deeply. His case remains as one of the most puzzling missing persons cases, and it serves as a reminder of the impact that a disappearance can have on the lives of those left behind.
Yes, we were all deeply upset. They were troubling times.
It was.
We can only hope one day Mislav will be found and that his family
And then
can
what?
finally find the closure.
You know what? This AI isn't too far off. That did happen.
What do you mean? Oh,
After year 12, Mislav got his 69 AI or whatever, whatever it is. Utah.
what? Utah. We are boomers. We are boomers.
Utah or whatever it is.
What did we used to call them? Hex?
UAI. That's what I'm
Yeah,
calling
UAI.
it. Utah.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
from now on, that's officially what it is on the
Utah.
podcast.
Yeah. Hex. No,
And then, he did. He just went to Europe, and then it seems
I did
didn't
kinda
do anything
disappear.
except got chased by dogs, then ran out of money and slept in an airport for 4 years.
Yeah, that's
He's
exactly.
like
So
Tom
were you
Hanks
there?
from the Terminal.
Yeah,
And he was
exactly.
missing.
Yeah, I know, but that's actually not that far off. I kind of was missing
Yeah.
for a few years. But
I'm telling you, the only thing is just really grossly overstating how good he was at soccer.
fuck off with the soccer. That was the only accurate thing, all right? It was a bit over the top, but that was the only part that was spot on. You know what's the craziest thing about that, though?
You know, all my memories of you playing soccer?
What?
Just this. Oi, Dimmy. Dimmy. Pass it. Dimmy. Oh,
It's true.
and that was it. What?
I forgot to take off that box from Miss Love's head this entire time.
That's perfect. That's perfect. I love it. That's perfect.
I apologize.
Especially because I'm sitting like this, like not worried. Don't apologize.
Was it over his whole head?
Yeah, it
That's
was
awesome.
over his whole head. The whole-
Censored the whole time. He is missing.
No, after the last meme that we saw.
Dude, my
I'm sorry,
musings
that
were-
must have been really annoying for you.
Dude, my musings were too red hot. They've already cancelled me.
But that was it. It was just Dimmy winning every soccer match,
He was
every
good.
lunch, and then Mislav on the sidelines
That's
whining
it.
that he doesn't get the ball pass enough.
Yeah, that's still, there's always
But I always knew my spot. I was just like, Dimmy's better than me. I'm just going to stand on the field and get sunburnt.
Yeah, fair. Did you? I forgot you even played. The crazy thing about that is, though, I reckon like if I'd have, that very easily could have happened to me. I feel like if I got like 4 donuts from our weird Povo local bakery instead of 3, that would have actually happened to me. Like the donut, I would have dropped one. It would have like gone down the road and would have like, come back, and then like someone would have
The clown ate you. And
yeah, or whatever, like that's basically, look, the guy that put talcum powder over his head, the homeless man, that's basically the it clown. That guy could have just like, I don't know, like he just could have abducted me. So
Yes.
I'm thankful for
not getting abducted.
yeah, I'm glad it didn't go that way.
So that gave you a glimpse into an alternative
Yeah.
history that could have been yours.
Pretty much.
And you've come out better as a result.
Thankful and humbled. And also I appreciate being reminded that I was really good at soccer. All positives from that. Didn't like that the band wasn't mentioned, but I'll let that slide. I will let that slide. See.
All right. I think
One
this
last
is probably
segment.
a good move in. Huh?
Oh, wait, sorry. Well, what's the good move in?
Well, we've got another segment due to the roaring success and then rapid unsuccess of MisAdventures.
Hey,
we were thinking,
that's the show business, right? That's show business.
You sabotaged this segment, Miss Love, I think.
How?
By like
yeah, by
getting
thinking that for some
ChatGPT
reason,
to write it.
yeah, I don't know.
What?
It's like you thought for a second that you worked for FTV or something.
What-
And you were just sitting there, just being like, Uggboots, that is so 2004.
What are you just saying letters? You're like GTV, FTV. Well, I don't know what these
Fashion
letters are.
TV.
Fashion TV.
Oh, no, I think you guys overestimated my ability to be funny or something. Like me writing down my thoughts about suburbs, like that's a low bar.
We
What?
gotta send you to that horror house. We'll get like a
I'm
ticket
not-
for you.
Yeah, I'm not going alone to the quarantine, but yeah.
You too scared?
Yeah.
Well, then you're going alone.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Well, I guess we're at a standstill
Yeah, we
here.
are.
It's a Mexican stand-up.
It's
Miss, you have to take one for the team on it. Otherwise, we get not even what you had for lunch.
well,
That's too much. You're just looking at certain restaurants.
There are like there's a middle ground between the quarantine station and a suburb.
All right, what about this? If we get 20 new patrons next week, Miss Love goes to the quarantine house.
Not alone, but that's my provisions.
All right, you'll
Scary.
be there with God. You're a Catholic, aren't you?
Okay. What about if you go there, you get
am.
$100 on. Like obviously your ticket and everything will be paid for. You get $100 on top of it just for going.
Having
there.
seen a ghost, I don't want to mess with that bad juju.
But I want the juju to mess with you.
But I'll go with
$100?
like someone.
No, alone.
No, it has the point of MisAdventures is for you to be alone and to take your treasured thoughts and
Is it in
share
the
them
day
with the
or in
world.
the night?
Oh, by the way, sorry, I forgot this. We've got to hold up. This is what I found, boys. I found a treasure.
Oh.
Genuinely, I found
More AI.
this legitimate treasure. Check this out.
What, you actually brought something in?
I found
What?
these amazing silver bars. Just-
Yes! Show him the bars!
it's so heavy.
Yes, the treasure.
Oh, God.
Who wants
Talk
a
about
metal
hey, Jordan.
that's shaped like
Jordan.
it's valuable but is worthless?
God.
Hey, Jordan, I'll go.
not exactly
hey, Jordan,
true.
I'll go to the ghost station for your bars.
Yeah, all right.
all
all right.
of them. All of them.
Not all of them.
Yeah,
Come on.
all the
They're still
bars.
worth something.
Exactly. I
Miss.
want all of them.
It has two values on it. It says 1 kilo and also 999 grams. You
Where
choose to-
where did you find these? Were they just lying around?
No, his editor found them, and I was like, I'm gonna bring these out on the pod.
Dude, I found
and
these.
this is how you make money, guys. There's gonna be an Italian job.
They are funny. I didn't pay how funny they are. What is this? Is it the French Revolution? What the is this? Why do they what?
It could happen again.
What? Hey, too right. You're not wrong.
I will trade you my sheepskin for only 5 of these.
You know what's nuts about it?
Only
You know what's
5.
insane?
Get out of here, you rip-off
If
artist.
you got gold, we wouldn't be laughing.
Yeah, in fact, if you got gold, we'd be like chilling in Bali, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not what Kramer told
Bro,
me.
do you know how expensive gold is now?
I trusted a man called Kramer.
Jordan, I'm gonna check this something out. The price of gold is going insane. Let me see how much more profit you would have made if instead of this, it was gold investment.
Well,
instead.
you're going to have to map it, but I can't remember the exact time that I got it.
Oh, well, I do. It was after
Dude,
the
you know
financial
why-
crisis.
Go on then. I think it was something like that. Yeah, you're right. But for anybody who doesn't know this story, this is one of those pieces of law that you need to get up to date with if you are a new Friendlyjordies podcast listener, which is that I made, I think to this day, the worst financial decision I've ever heard anyone make.
What, the silver?
I think I haven't heard a dumber one.
It's so funny.
Bitcoin, I think, has retained value more than
Yeah,
the silver.
the best
had.
part is you telling your dad, being like, "You want my advice? I'm losing precious seconds here before the silver keeps rising, but I'll just blurt it out at you. Sell everything you own and buy silver, especially your houses. All right, I gotta go. Bye. You want my? I highly recommend it. It's so
Look,
fucking
I don't know what
good.
the unit of this is.
I'm really not proud of
When you
I am proud of it. I love it. Unironically, I think it's hilarious. It's like the best shit ever.
Jordan, when you bought this
Yeah.
It's so good.
gold, I don't know what the unit is, but was $1,000 for a particular amount of weight.
So I could have got 6 of those, yeah.
And currently, the gold price is close to 2,500. So you would have made 150% profit. And how much profit did you make?
Dropped. It didn't
It's
drop.
like it's shaped like it's expensive.
It glimmers in the light.
Yeah,
How much
it
is one
does.
bar?
I mean, it is nice.
I don't know. I lost track after like losing money for many years.
Dude, would like aluminium be worth more?
Maybe.
Or copper be worth more, right?
You could just sell it to Malcolm Turnbull.
Okay, now you guys are just making fun of my investment strategy.
Your
I
investment
see what your game
strategy.
is. Yeah, it's all
You
fun
actually-
and games, isn't it? When somebody's personal finances are on the line, that's a big laugh for you guys, is it?
Bro,
Yes.
you didn't even buy
Yes, it is. When they're shaped like the bars from like a Disney movie, yes.
and you didn't even
It's
buy
something that a bank robber steals at an old western.
Yeah, it
You
is.
wouldn't,
Give me
'cause
all
it's
your
too heavy.
silver bars.
It's a waste of space and weight. I would not.
Oh yeah, this is that bar of silver, right? That's what happens in one of those old Western bank robberies when they're on the horse carriage and Hi-O Silver is coming up on the horse with them, and then they start throwing that at him to try and hit him off his horse.
Yeah.
That's how worthwhess that stuff is.
Yeah. That's it.
It's
What? Who? You know what I want to know? Who decides what to? First of all, how do they imprint this shit on, and who
also,
decides?
one more question. One more
answer.
question.
I'm not an expert, okay?
Why?
Yeah,
why?
bullshit. We shouldn't have got into it. You were f***ing over your head. You should have got. Yeah, clearly not.
My
You
question.
guys stop yelling at me for a decision I made when I was 19.
Well, I went missing when I was 19, so if
And
I'm
you've
gonna cop
made
it,
no
you will.
profit on it, and it's been 30
17.
years.
It's so
Hey, anyway, my question is,
I love that
why
you-
did you buy the fucking bricks instead of like a digital version of the stock or something? You can buy silver stocks.
You know why? I'll
I'm telling you, it was
I can weigh this one. I can weigh this one out.
You can't flex
Civil
this,
War,
bro.
Civil War, etc. Right?
What?
You need physical. When the world goes to shit and it's Armageddon and everyone's eating like dog food, you need the physical
Oh,
aspect.
I
Yeah,
need
that's why
those
I thought that I was
bracelets.
way smarter
Yeah,
than everybody
yeah.
else at the time.
And
I was just like,
at first-
fools. Yeah, with this global financial crisis, it's only a matter of time before somebody gets desperate like China and nukes Australia for precious food,
And I'll
regardless of how radiation riddled it is.
And I'll have my precious bars that you can
Yes,
barter with.
that I'll trade the radioactive corn for.
You know what it is?
What?
This was the natural progression from selling caramello koalas in high school to like, you know.
Which
to
is
this.
where that money went.
Oh, really?
For years, my guys, you make one bad decision, and you have to live with it
I
forever.
thought you were saving that money.
Ah, shit!
I thought you were saving that money for an aquatic city. You thought,
Oh, yeah. No,
I'll
first it was
compromise on that because silver's about to take off.
Well, that's how it's going to make the city, okay?
I'll
with the
become the
bars.
next
You can use the money
Meriton
from the
with this-
bars to invest in the equipment. But
Yeah, look, I don't think that you can, guys. I don't think that you can fund an entire aquatic city with selling caramello koalas. They're
You
profitable.
can't fund them with silver bricks. They look expensive, but they're not. How much is one? How much is one?
I don't know.
we looked it up. It was a kilo. I think they were fucking with me. They said a kilo was a lot, but it seems like it wasn't a lot. I think, I don't know.
No, it wouldn't
Is that
be
vague
like,
enough?
It wouldn't be cheap.
It was not a lot.
But it just hasn't increased.
Dude, I thought the thing with the underwater city was like you were just like, damn it. It turns out it's not the easiest thing in the world to build an underwater hotel. Now what am I going to do with my thousands upon thousands of dollars? Was the next step silver?
Yes. That's the piece that you didn't get with your little pea mind while you were off spending your hard-earned tennis money, having fun and adventures overseas. Some of us were squirreling away our acorns for when winter came.
Yes!
And it will come, and I'll be the one laughing. And while you guys are sitting there starving in exchange for basics like blankets and toilet paper, you'll be getting none.
Dude, you know what?
None.
You know what's
I'll
gonna-
just play this back, and then we'll see who's laughing.
Hey, you know what's going to happen too? You're going to play it back and be like, left to right. And you're like,
Bro, it's not-
nah, I'm being too harsh. You still chug us a few fucking
It's not-
slabs too. You'd be nice about it. You're like, kink here, buy yourself a fucking pizza
Yeah,
pocket.
Buy yourself a Merc, even
Yeah.
though you won't have any fuel to put in it.
Yeah, exactly. You can sleep in it.
Hey, you know what, dude? I'm gonna be honest. It's not worthless. It's actually so when this is currently worth one single bar
Yeah.
is worth 600 pounds, which
shit,
would
that's
be
like
about
$1,200
$700-800, I
I
think, because
fucked that
pounds
up.
depreciated. However, when you bought it, it was 730 pounds.
I can't believe
And you know what?
Dude, what?
That's a huge
You know-
improvement
you know, I'm
from
like-
when I
I'm
last
looking,
checked.
I'm looking at this. This is.
Hey, boys, it's all about the long-term game, all right? You have to ride the ups and downs.
probably will.
Don't
He-
get distracted by it.
No, he probably will come up good in like 20 more years.
No,
Like,
no,
yeah,
no,
but there's
this-
still just such a bad wasted opportunity.
Check this out. So in the last 10 years,
Yes, okay.
in the last 10
You've copped it
years,
so much. By the way, he already copped this like
I know,
already
but
once.
I'm gonna just show
No,
you.
I
this.
like it.
And
It's-
this will support him because it wasn't a bad decision when
Yeah.
he did it. In the last 10
Kramer!
years, the price of silver has been minus 1%, right? Give me that. But if you go the 10 years before that, the change was plus 500%.
Oh.
Wait, as in it went up 500 before that.
So he bought it 10 years ago, let's
Yep,
assume,
yep,
right?
Yep.
Had he bought it 20 years ago,
It would have gone.
it
500.
would have been plus 500%.
Dude, what?
Why did it...
Dude,
What?
why did
I'm
Kramer?
so scared that this... You know, you're all laughing at me right now, Gen Y. But when you buy a house, I hope to God the same thing happens to me. Just so you know the pain. And it definitely will.
Probably
Houses are
will.
now silver bars,
Yeah,
surely.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, no. They're not that bad. They're just expensive.
Well, if I bought a few more, maybe I could make a house out of it.
I just love that all that
You don't use
hustling.
silver for
You
anything.
blew it on magic beans. All that hustling.
I know.
Dude, he was a hard worker in high school, man. Him and his young friend, a friend of ours, they were
Rove
like,
McManus Jr.
Rove McManus Jr. We're like, like the Elon Musks of our school. I've been like, Fredo. I'm like, and then, I'd be like, they had genius business skills. Like when I asked for a free Fredo, they said no. And then when I asked like 7 times, they said, all right. But still, that's the 7th time, you did pretty well.
I mean, it took you 7 times.
I think a few times I was
Before
like,
you
just give
gave
me
in.
one. And I think you gave me one maybe. Or maybe.
No, I don't think I would have, because everyone had the same genius tactic that MisLove had, which is how about I pay nothing, except this one kid, soccer ball head, and he was extremely pale, and because of how pale he was, I only allowed him to buy the white chocolate Fredo.
Dude, a comedian then, just like now. And was he happy with that?
One time, he thought he got one over me because he got someone else to buy like a milk chocolate one. And then he was just like, fool, it was I that passed over the $1.50 for this milk Fredo. And then I just stared at him and said, give it back. He was like, I had my moment. And I handed it back, and I just sternly was like, and traded it in for the white one.
Fuck.
That's so funny.
Well, all that in vain for the silver. It
No.
is very, very funny.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna take this? Like, you're not gonna sell it?
You gonna hold it? You gonna hold?
I'm not going to sell it while it's down.
But it's been down
been
so
down.
long.
Idiot.
It's been a decade and a half. I'm not an idiot. Oh. Okay, how
You know
about this?
why this happened? Do you know of this guy? Ali?
My
It's
luck
incredible.
of the week.
Yeah. It was exactly that Simpsons episode. I was the Homer in this scenario, but CNBC, I think it was CNBC, had this guy called Kramer who looked like Louis C.K. And he used to just come on every day with these stock tips. And he was the only one engaging because everybody else is just a talking head sitting there just being like, China index is down by 5%. And then it just come onto him and he's just like, hey, it's Kramer with the Mad Investment Hour. Let's spin the wheel on where we're going to be looking today. It's Brazil. Then just get up Moroccas and just like, why am I looking at this? Because everybody always forgets. Brazil is a huge country. And you know what they like down there? Beef, baby. We're investing in beef futures today.
Why?
Bam! Put it in. And
Why? Just remind me again. Out of all of them, why was he the trustworthy one to you?
Because I was 19. And I was just like,
At
I've
19,
never
it's
seen
not
someone so certain.
a 19-year-old is. You weren't 14, like
Hey, isn't there an Anzac song about Lord help me, I was only 19?
probably, but
People overestimate how adult they are at 19.
that's true. That's true. But even but I'm just like this like old Croatian naysayer. But even I would have been like, that's very silly, Jordan. Don't invest into that guy.
Actually, that's
Invest
not true.
into
I
the-
remember the time, like around 2008, 2009, one of my friends whose dad had a big jewelry store. He told me that you should really invest in gold. And I was like, yeah, but I'm also 14 years old.
I've heard that a lot. the
And he
gold.
said, oh, there's an easier way around it. This is pre-recession and pre-silver's stagnant behavior. He said, you should get silver because it's pegged to the, because like
Same
it follows gold. But this was
That's
like,
what Kramer told me.
but I,
Has Kramer, here's a big question.
Where is
Has
he?
Kramer made anyone rich other than himself?
I
Has anyone ever gotten rich off? Because you know what was even more infuriating, right? So I get that because he's just sitting there, just being like, and now everybody, just shh. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Walks up to the camera and says, I've been looking into some metals, and I know that you're going to say, what you know about gold? No. I'm talking about silver, baby. What, the stuff that my grandma has in spoons? That's worth money? That's right. Look at this chart. If it just keeps going up like this, by 12 o'clock tomorrow, it'll be worth $600 an ounce. What is it worth right now? $60 an ounce? You don't have time. You have to get it right now. Get it right now because this is going to be the greatest investment of all time. And we don't know. Tomorrow, the whole world could explode. The whole world could explode. Russia could send a nuke this way, then we send it that way, and then boom, we're out. You got to get it now. And then I was just like,
you know what's funny?
I ran.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that?
Like,
Everything happened except for silver going up. Russia.
yeah.
So the logic was there.
Yeah, he was.
He gave me the map. It didn't meet the terrain.
So you ran with your thongs on.
Russia
onto
could
the
I'm
have
bus.
telling you, that's what happened. Because, like, I don't know. Fox News said it's true what they Twitch streamers say. Thank you, down a wormhole.
Yeah.
Because it was just one channel away from CNBC on cable. And this was just before the internet where you had a bunch of snarky cunts just attacking everything online. So, like, you just thought that whatever was on cable was just God's message. Right? Because it was just this privy of all these extra channels that no one else had, while everyone else was just sitting there being like, so this is what a dingo looks like. Oh, yeah, it looks kind of like a dog. Ah, it bit me.
Yeah.
That was all Australian
Yeah.
television. And then you had this information.
Yeah, it was new, and it was like he's yelling. He's got to be telling the truth.
Hey,
Yeah.
Kramer took you down the rabbit hole.
Kramer.
And when you look at your stock profile now, what do you think? With
Yeah, I
all
think
the ones that I told you to
Ali,
get.
who
Really?
plays, let's be honest, just as many sound effects on that board as Kramer did. But he's coming up with the
doing good.
goods.
Dude,
Hey,
50%.
dude,
I'm about
I will-
50% increase in overall value since what I told you.
Yeah?
Dude, I will continue to think
Collectively.
about.
Yeah, but you left your little core lithium one to yourself, which I'm very upset
Which is
about.
down, by the way.
Yeah, but I wanted
All
to be
the
down
others
more.
are up. That's down. The only ones that are losing from ones that I told you is Tesla. Tesla.
Yeah, but that's not going to be forever.
Tesla's
Tesla
bad,
ate up the
right?
money, but literally all the other ones were right bets. If you go look at your
Man, but see,
Dude.
honestly, every time I go and drive anywhere, just Kramer's voice is in my ear saying like, just look at how many Teslas there are out there. If this trend continues, in just 2 days, everyone's going to have a Tesla.
Leave Kramer out of it. Like, he's done enough damage.
You know what's so annoying about it?
Fuck.
After me literally running to the CBD and then going to one of those guys with the little, whatever that thing is. What's that thing? The tiny,
it's a little magnifier.
half between a monocle and a pirate's periscope.
Yeah, it's a little magnifier, isn't it?
Yeah, whatever that thing is. He had that in here and obviously had a South African accent. And I'm dressed exactly how I'm dressed now because I've never changed since I'm 19. Yeah. And I just run in there. But like, you know, this is pretty bummy. Like I'm walking into a place where there's
thongs. Did you have thongs?
Thongs.
Yeah, amazing.
And there was literally people with top hats. And I went to the bank and I was just like, I need all of my money out right now. And they're just like, sure, are you sure that this is a wise decision? I was like, don't tell me how to spend my money. And took it all out. While I was running to the place, I was saying to my dad, just being like, sell all your houses, Dad, every last one of them. Trust me, it's silver. All right, I've got to go. Making these mad business moves on the way.
Dude, nothing's changed.
And then I'm in there with all of these guys just standing around in like top hats and like canes with the diamond on the end of them. And then I walk in there running into this South African man with that George Costanza shoe horse hair and the periscope saying, do you have any more of those silver bars? He's just like, yeah, we've got a couple. Can I just say, this is the best investment you'll ever make in your life, sir. This is a great decision. I've given my son a couple of these dollars just in case when he's overseas because you never know. You never know what's going to... It's always that. This is their one argument. You listen to anyone online, like any of Sean Hannity's ads on his radio show, is always buy gold because you never know what's going to happen.
Well,
I'll tell you what happens. It goes down in value.
Well, he's also full of He gave
we don't bash Hannity on this channel.
We gave his son silver bricks to carry overseas.
No, silver coins, like doubloons. He gave his son doubloons.
Dude, you know what else is silver coins? 50-cent coins or silver coins.
Oh, doubloons.
Any coin is a silver
but they're not
coin.
pure silver.
Yeah, it's true. He's got you.
Now, then I'm at home just watching it go down and down because I think I bought it at historically the peak of all that day when Kramer was like, get it now, get it right now. And I'm just watching it go down. And then, because I've got cable, I'm watching Jon Stewart. And then Kramer's on there. And then Jon Stewart is obliterating him for what a con man Why he's sitting there, they're just being like, why should anyone trust you? And he's just like, it's not about trust, baby, it's about entertainment. I was just sitting there, smacking my temples.
You should have sold straight away. Wait, could you go back and exchange them at the mint or whatever if you wanted to straight away?
Yeah, you can do it now.
Yeah, I guess.
But you were just like, I gotta hold on.
Yeah,
you were gonna bury them.
Yeah, and then I was going to bury them. And then I thought, and then I just left them on the washing machine for 10 years.
No one's stealing them. They're too heavy. They're too heavy to like steal.
Mislav stole them.
I nearly listen. I stole them.
You say I want to convert this to gold. You give them this, and they'll give you a coin. And it's a $2 coin.
Dude, I stole them, and I was just the way it went is I picked it up. I'm like, more rubbish, and I was just like, this rubbish is slightly heavier than the rest of the rubbish. I'm like, dare I peek inside? I don't want to waste precious seconds. And I was like, it is very heavy. I'm like, holy shit, it's the gold from Aladdin.
It's not. I wish it was gold from Aladdin.
That's right. Before this, you thought that it was a myth. You thought the silver story was...
I thought it was a myth.
What did you think? No, you thought what Ali, which would have made sense, you just invested in it digitally.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I didn't know you had bars.
You had actual bars.
Actual bars.
A budget Edward Norton from Italian
Dude,
Jobs.
Have you got my script? Like, that's something I would have done. That's dumber than something I would have done. These moments. Moments. They keep me young, honestly. This is incredible.
Who'd have thought Bill O'Reilly would set you astray?
Anyways, guys, thank you for joining us this week.
Thanks, Kramer.
We hope you enjoyed the pod, and we will see you next week.
Allowed on TV?
Make sure you send us MisAdventures.
So bad for you.
And
not just suburbs, though. I think the trick is I'm
guys,
upset.
we also have another segment that we didn't get to now, which is another Mislav one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is the new segment. This is genius. Do you like this title? That report better be on my desk first thing Tuesday. Pretty much what we want to do is, much like in the upload, which you're also missing out on. That's why you've got to sign up, because you're missing out on all these gold moments.
There's a lot of gold.
Once
There's a lot of
I
silver.
asked Mislav, well, there's a lot of silver on this one. It's just, there's unfortunately a lot of silver.
If you subscribe, we'll give you a silver bar.
We'll send you one.
But it'll cost more to send it because it's so heavy.
Probably
Just
would.
no, actually, seriously, I will accept bars of silver if you want to get Patreon and trade it in that.
Chuck it on the heap.
You'll be sorry one day, boy.
We probably. Well, I'm just conspiratorial. No, we won't. It's not going to happen. You'll be 80 and it'll be like, Silver has nearly got an extra quarter on the bar, and you'll be like, that burger shop on me.
So stupid, isn't it? Isn't that incredible that my motivation in life to make money was to make an underwater city, and it resulted in silver bars?
It's so.
What is the logic of a kid? What is the logic of a kid? I'm going to spend all my lunches
I feel like you got-
selling chocolates
That's
to build an
insane.
underwater
But it's just-
city.
it's so
well, dude,
ridiculous.
it's not every kid. Let's not. It was sort of, studious and entrepreneurial, but let's not say it was every kid.
But it's so weird and it's so unfortunate for you that literally everything went up in the world.
I know.
As we speak,
right.
in the last 3 months, everything has shot up by
corn. Shut
another
up, corn.
50%, but somehow silver is still going down.
Dude, economic, like the
man,
market is just, no one knows shit, do they?
People know, like, if
It's
you had
monopoly.
invested in anything other than
Okay, fair.
silver,
Yeah,
you would have been
you
fine.
dropped the
So
ball.
I guess the accurate thing would be most people know shit. Jordan didn't know shit.
Kramer.
Anyways, introduce the segment. We gotta go.
Yeah. All right. So one time I asked him to do just a script for me on Warhammer. What preceded was him just copy pasting a Wikipedia article and then saying some very grumpy, disgruntled sentences at the end. And so we will be reading out Mislav's
It's done. It's
genius reports.
But this
gonna-
report was just. This is the thing. My report's just good. It's just a good, top-notch report.
Well, because you're plagiarizing.
We'll be
you
the
can't
judge of that.
plagiarize. We're gonna put it in, turn it in to see how much of it is like copy paste and how much of it you've written.
But okay, what do you mean? Okay, plagiarized. I mean, the information on the Congo is not exactly like far, and like it's not a huge variation of opinions on.
No, there
the
is. Of
Congo.
course there is. What are you talking about?
No,
There's no
there isn't.
variation of
No,
opinions.
there's not. There's really not.
I mean, if you are talking, if you're like their population is 50 million,
That
then,
was half of the shit I wrote.
yeah, but that's not what we want you to write an analytical piece about it.
Yeah, we wanted you to write your opinion.
Opinion or what you think about the country.
Wasted my day.
So you actually just... All right, okay.
I
so
listened
he
to
copy-pasted Wikipedia again.
No, I didn't. I listened to a bunch of YouTube videos and basically plagiarized.
Oh, my God.
You've got to write an opinion piece about it.
But on what?
It doesn't
Like,
have to be a
on
full
what?
page. It can just be like a paragraph.
But
What
what
was
am I-
supposed to be the point where we were selling people to the uplate?
But what am I gonna write? Like, well, now I know a lot about the Congo, which is rad. But like, what am I gonna write? Like, it has the densest wildlife out of all of Africa, and I, for one, am indifferent about that. I mean, what the fuck is my opinion on that?
Well,
You're supposed to have one.
just be like,
here's my opinion on the Congo. It's all fine. There.
That is the
Congo's
worst.
fine.
Yes.
All right, okay. I am looking forward now to the uplate to see how you're going to
It's
justify
all
that the
fine.
Congo.
It's all
A-okay.
good. Yeah,
good time
it's
to
great.
buy a
country.
whole.
It's great. The history was a little
Wouldn't mind
dicey,
living there.
but every country's had dicey history. What do you do?
Bro, see, now this is what we wanted you to write, Miz. Because that's
Like opinion
great.
pieces.
Yes, we want you to write an opinion piece. Just pretend you're the Andrew
Okay, well, you
Bolt,
didn't
but you're not just
clarify.
writing on The
Okay,
Voice to
I could-
Parliament
I could-
every week.
I could do that, but you didn't clarify that.
Anyways, come.
You said a research
Man,
piece.
I hate how this is every
said
time. It's just like, okay, this is what I need you to do, Miss Love. I need you to wipe your ass. Now just take out the toilet paper. No, that's tissue paper.
That is
come
not,
on.
That is not how it goes.
You got to do it more than
Dude,
once.
obviously
Miss.
we're looking for your opinion.
It's like a muffled Morse code. I'm like, well, I'll piece together what I this is a reasonable institution, I would assume that they want to be educated. That's how.
We want to be entertained.
Well, now I'm learning. First time
Anyway,
I've heard
look,
of it.
this is what's going to happen from now on. We're going to read this in the up late, but we
It's
want
still
you
gonna be
guys to
entertaining.
suggest
I think it'll still be
topics for
entertaining.
Mislav to research, that he is going to hand over a report of 500 words of his opinion on that topic. Now, obviously, just like with MisAdventures, we are looking for things that Mislav is not going to enjoy.
Yeah,
So might I suggest
thing, yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards,
Yeah,
Warhammer,
yeah,
nerdy things.
That's gonna happen. That's why Penrith was a dud. So I'm like, a man can be happy here. It's hard as fuck, but you can make an earnest living. Houses aren't too expensive here either. This is paradise. That tends to not work.
I don't know if Penrith is paradise. Bro.
I don't mind Penrith.
Well, I've got a
As the-
suggestion
as
for
the-
MisAdventures.
as the
Let
books
us know
say.
in the comments if you want to see this. Don't you think for next week, make Mislav review a bunch of mosques across Sydney?
Oh yes.
I can't. Do
It's
that.
done.
Yeah.
All right, it's done.
They
If
won't
that
let
gets
me
some
in.
up
They won't
votes,
let me
that's
in.
what's happening. Make sure you sign up to the up late so you can see that report better be on my desk this
God,
Tuesday.
They won't let me in. They'll fucking-
No, they will.
They
They will.
could think
They
you
will.
served me.
They will. See you guys. Bye.